Hello everyone, how are you? It's Summer with Hammond's Nest, and likely if you're catching this part of the video, you are catching the replay. So you're either watching the replay on Facebook or you're catching it on my YouTube channel. Just know that if I use the auto comment responders telling you that you can type a word and get an auto response from me, that only works on Facebook. So if you're catching the live on YouTube, the live replay on YouTube, then you can just check the description for the information that I share in the video. So I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there while I was waiting for some people to hop on live. I am using some Dollar Tree little love letters, and I really don't know. I think that they carried these this year. I had them in my stash from last year. A lot of times they carry the same thing, so hopefully you could find something similar. If not, I'm sure that different stores have something kind of like this. So we're gonna give them a little Hammond's Nest look, and they're pretty cute as is. If you like the traditional Valentine's colors, maybe just a couple embellishments would look really cute. But if you want to do something a little bit more dressy looking, kind of like that goes along with the lines of the different ideas I've been sharing with y'all for Valentine's Day, I have a little flip that I want to share with you. So normally, what I will do is I will film a tutorial where you only see my hands, the ones where I voice over and you don't get to see my face, so not live. I'll do something, and then I'll do something that's another variation of the same idea with you live, except for I'm doing this backwards today, so I'm going to do the live version. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Vicky. I'm going to do the live version with y'all, and then I'll try to, if it turns out how I think, I need some encouragement there. A little heart, a little thumbs up. Let me know you think I can do it, because I haven't tried this before. So I have this vision in my head using some of the things I've got gathered here in my studio, so I hope that you'll hang out with me and enjoy seeing it get flipped. So let me give you a close-up look. So these, it looks like this a layer of like 3 MDF pieces all together to kind of give this layered kind of 3D effect of this envelope. It's made of the cheap MDF wood, so it's got a little bit of warping that happens or whatever, but we're going to dress it up a little bit. This did come from Dollar Tree last season. Hey, Sue, how are you? Hey, Georgia. So anyway, like I said, I did share some information at the very beginning of the video about I'm doing a good job of getting all my Facebook Lives uploaded over to YouTube, so you can always catch the replay later on YouTube too. I usually get it uploaded within 24 hours of the live here on Facebook. So let's get started. Okay, I'm using some more of my printables today. So that printable, if you bought the vintage bundle, which I know a lot of you had, or you're interested in it, you can always comment bundle and you'll get my page on my website that has all my bundles. But anyway, they're just digital designs that you can print on your own, any different sizes. They come in set sizes, but you can adjust those depending on like your technology. But this is a riser that we made together just as a recap. That was one of the risers. So the 4 designs look like this. Those are the 4 designs. You got a vintage typewriter, vintage roses, and a couple different hearts, one with a Cupid in it. So we've done that together. And we did this together, which was a Hobby Lobby clearance frame that we made over with the Cupid. And then, so my goal was, I don't always get to craft with my own printables, y'all. So my goal was to try to at least make one thing with every one of the designs. And so these 2 envelopes, I'm going to be making over with the other 2 designs. One has a typewriter on it, and one has that, which kind of looks like torn paper hearts. So, so anyway, again, if you end up watching, I know we're live right now because you probably see that red live button if you're watching on Facebook, but if you're watching this live over on YouTube, the auto comments do not work. So check the description of the video over on YouTube and it will give you the link to these bundles, okay? I just want you to know that. I'm getting a lot of people trying to comment over on YouTube is why I'm saying that. And if they're not getting a response from me, which I try to get over there and respond to people, but you know, as y'all can imagine, it's a lot. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to do this one. To get started, and I think I'm going to do the typewriter today. So we are going to get going with this. Let me start off by rolling my sleeves up for one. Don't want to get too much paint. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know. Okay, I'm pulled up over here. I can see y'all's comments. Hey, Diane, Connie, Michelle, Barbara. Hey, Joy. Hey, Karen. I am doing great this afternoon, Olga. I'm doing so good, Roseanne. Thank you. Hey, Joy Smith. Okay, so like I said, these are pretty cute, but if you want more of a traditional, if you like more of the traditional Valentine. So this is made to look like a little envelope that's opening with a little love letter coming out of it. But we're going to just revamp it just a smidge. I got this little hole at the top here. You may pick up a few little crafty tips during today's video. That's always my hope, even if you don't do this exact project. I love teaching and breaking things down so you can understand what I'm doing. And hopefully you can use those skills in all your creations. So you could either use wood filler for this, but I'm going to actually cheat. I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape over that hole on the back. And I'm going to cheat, and I am going to put a little bit of hot glue down in that hole just to level it out a little bit. And once that dries, it should be kind of like wood filler, kind of. It's just a little cheat is all it is. So we're going to let that dry for just a second. Hey, Sandra from Texas. And we are going to make sure, we're going to do a little scratch test with some sandpaper. And we're going to make sure that none of this is going to give us, I saw that, Dana, but I don't really want to chance that and breaking anything. I saw that you could maybe try to pry that off. I'm not going to do that today. If you want to take that risk and do it, you could certainly try, but this wood is so cheap that I really didn't want to do that. So I'm just doing a little test to see if that paper is going to kind of peel up or anything on me. Hey, Sally. But that is a great suggestion, Dana, for sure. So we got our hot glue shoved down in there, so that's looking good. And we're going to get the rest of that little paper off. Didn't peel up. Hey, Kay, how are ya? And then we are going to take a couple different paints. I'm going to use some truffle. I'm going to try to do a cool, like I said, I'm going to attempt because I haven't done one of these. I am going to do kind of a linen paint technique. Make it kind of look like, man, this stuff really gets dry and crumbly, doesn't it? On the edges. Hey, Sylvia. I'm using truffle for this first part. I'm going to paint over the bottom of the envelope because I got to let that dry a little bit. And then I'm going to use a little bit of plaster. Hey, Kay. Over the top part. Now, I might just go ahead and black that out because I'm trying to get rid of any of this showing through. So it's probably just best to go ahead and kind of use that dark brown to really kind of push that out. So let's do that. And while usually I like to use a fan to dry my stuff, today I am going to use a hairdryer because I'm not worried about, oops, I've got some paper there. I'm not worried about anything cracking because I kind of want it to have some character anyway, and I'm adding some purposeful texture to the envelope and all that. So we are going to be using a hairdryer today to speed this process up. So now I'm just browning out everything with this colored truffle. You could probably use some black too. Now there's a lot you could do with these little envelopes. I just love those little shape. It's a cute idea. I think it'll be real cute in a little tray or something, you know, like with a little gathering. I got the cutest, if you saw some of my thrift hauls from last week, I got the cutest little heart-shaped green basket. I'll have to go over there. It's on my kitchen table right now. I have to go over there and show it to y'all. Maybe if we get this looking good, I can show you what I mean by me thinking this would look good set down in a little basket or something. Okay, try not to also get completely covered in paint, though I love being covered in a good paint. Again, just to recap, someone, I think Miss Dana was, she always has good little crafty suggestions. She said that you can take apart the envelope. I just did not want to chance it by breaking any of this wood. So, just know that if you're watching, that is a possibility. I'm going to go ahead and get this dry. Woo. It's going to be a little loud for just a couple minutes. Thank you, Sandra. Sharon means so much. Deborah. Hey, sweetie. How are you, friend? Hey, Marie. Miss Cindy is watching from Florida. Cindy, I was just online yesterday trying to plan my next trip to Florida. It's my happy place. I love Florida. Do you live on the coast? Dallas in the house, Miss Keitha. How are you? The paper may bubble. It may. We're gonna see what happens. We are testing it and seeing what happens for sure. All right, so again, I'm gonna go with like I'm gonna try to create a faux linen look down here on the bottom, but on the top, I'm just gonna go ahead and put on some of that plaster color because this is the plaster color. Because I think I can use the same plate. because I'm going to end up decoupaging on it anyway, so should be fine. Let's see if we can attempt this this idea I have in my head here. At least the best that I can. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get a healthy coat over the top because we know that's got to dry for us to decoupage. And again, I didn't worry about trying to get all that paper off. It's still a little wet, but it's fine. I didn't worry about getting all that paper off just because I was just going to ride with it. See how it turns out. Okay, so once we get that over the top there, that's good because I know it can look messy. I'm just going to end up putting this design, in case you're just joining us, this design is going to be going on the top part in some way. And then on the bottom, let's see. I want it to be mostly dry for that because I don't want the paint to, what's the word? Blend on purpose. Let's see if I catch up with who. Yes, 30 miles from Panama City. Awesome. Cindy, we're talking about trying out Santa Rosa or near Seaside and all that on the 38th strip. Because usually the furthest we usually have gone is Destin. So, okay. So here's my attempt at this little, like, it won't be anything over the top spectacular, I don't think. But it's just an idea for you. With this, I kind of want to give it like a paper linen look. So I've got that dark brown underneath. I'm going to put a good little coat of this plaster color over the top. And then we're going to play. We're going to experiment and see if I can get this to do what I want it to do. That's what I said. I sent out to my text list. I'm going to need some encouragement for this project. Because usually I like to prepare ahead of time and make sure that everything I'm showing y'all is going to work. But you know what? Sometimes I guess it's good for y'all to see me experiment, right? And make mistakes. Not that I'm going to make a mistake, but you know, it's all part of the crafty fun. Okay, so then before that dries and sets up, I've got a little comb here. You could use any kind of comb. This is just one of those combs that you use to clean paintbrush bristles. If you've never seen those, it's pretty cool. This is made by Purdy. And I'm going to scrape and I'm going to go not diagonal. I'm going to go horizontal and vertical. And I'm just going to drag and scrape my little comb just to create some impressions. Now remember, this wood is a little warped, so it's not picking it up 100%. It is. I'll show you what it looks like before I go the other way. It's just a simple little, I just want to give it a, like I said, like a little linen look. Now I'm going to go the other way and drag it across. Also try not to smudge the paint. So I guess really only this would apply, you know, work for you if you were going for this cool textured look, but I just thought it would look pretty neat. So I think that looks about like I thought it would in my head. And so there we go. That's that part. I kind of just wanted to have a paper look, you know. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks a lot like that, doesn't it? So you'd have to use definitely a dark color, and you just have to keep in mind that you need the colors to be contrasting. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the edges here and leave that alone and let it dry a little bit. You never know till you play and experiment, you know. All right. So now we've got this cool linen look that I've never ever done before. Or seen, I don't think. It's just in my head. But look, you could use some kind of like comb or anything you have to kind of pull off a similar look. I am going to come back and I'm going to distress the edges anyway to let some of that brown show through. So we are going to distress it a little bit more, but let's worry about that in a minute. Okay, let's do this. Get this out of our way. Get us some dryer on here. Like I said, y'all usually see me dry with a fan, but right now I'm using a hair dryer. Hey, Kimberly. Watching on break. Did you see our cool little like linen paper type of look? We're also going to add some detail to get that envelope look back. I'm undecided whether I'm going to use paint or some kind of trim. I've got several things around me here that we're going to try to make it all look right. Is Rusty in here? I don't know. He might be running behind me. You see him? Rusty! I don't know where he was. He must have escaped. My daughter was watching him. Hey, Cheryl from Maryland. I had a little Zoom today with some business buddies, and he was all taking, wanted to be like, I want to be on camera too. He loves the camera. I think he knows when I turn it on. He's like, Mom's talking to imaginary people over there. This is actually my teenager's hairdryer that I stole from her bathroom. So they make little heat tools, and you can just use hair dryers. I find I've had several when I used to do craft parties, and I needed several hair dryers for the ladies because there would be sometimes 40, 50 people, you know, at a craft party. And we would have multiple hair dryers, and we would have a fan table set up. But I would always get my hair dryers at the thrift store because that's something people end up with more than one of, and they'll donate. Let me see if I missed anybody's comments. Hey, Amy Jordan. You paint the back, it might help with the warping. Okay, that's good to know. I do like to finish my backs. I just don't always finish them live. So I usually like a good finished back. And that's a pretty cool effect. Oh, hey, Vandy. Vandy Stafford from Western Races watching. Hey, Miss Lee Craig. Deborah says, I like to be pretty. She has a page called Deborah Booker Designs. Y'all have to go check her out. She does some pretty cool stuff. Fancy crafting techniques. She likes to be prepared to make sure she knows what I'm doing, but I think sometimes it's good if people see it's okay to not know and step out there. Yeah, so y'all get to see me try sometimes, and that works out too. Okay, we're dry enough to move on to the next step. Sorry, I know the hair dryer's loud too. And we're going to come back. It's still kind of wet on the edges. Hold on. Let me wipe my hands. Okay. Yes, I'm excited to see the final product too, Lorraine. Yes, Kimberly says, I think this is the first time in years I've seen you use a heat and not fans. I am. I'm more of a fan dryer. Mostly because I want the product to do what I want it to do, and I have accidentally messed up and used heat and gotten some effects that I wasn't intentionally trying to get. So I guess ever since then, it just depends on your crafting journey, like what's happened to you. But either way is fine. Either way is fine. Whatever works to get it dry. Okay, so let me go ahead and put some Mod Podge over the top here. We can work around some of this wet paint because I'm going to add some distressing to it anyway. I'm not really worried about it. So let's go ahead and drizzle some Mod Podge on here and get that spread out. And then I can't really use my ironing method for this one because it's awkward and it's raised up in 3D like, so I'm not going to be able to get an iron on it. Hey, Karen. So what we started with was this, Karen. So a Dollar Tree little envelope. I have one other one that, oh no, I just got my printable in the, not the one I'm going to be using today, but one I'll be using in the video, hopefully. I just got it in the wet paint. Go ahead and dry it off. It's printed on rice paper, so it can take a little bit. Okay, well, I'm not going to even use that part of the printable, so it should be just fine. Okay. Get my Mod Podge on here. I want to make sure definitely that I don't have any of that rice paper trying to pull up down here in the crevices. So I'm trying to make sure I get it down in there for sure. All those beautiful distressing techniques and adding trim and embellishments and all that is all part of the process. Sometimes when you're in the middle of a creation like this, you're like, ooh, you know, that's looking a little rough. Sometimes I look at my own stuff and think, that's looking a little rough. But I don't think this one's going to look rough, and I'm pretty excited about it. So just a close-up before I set this down. It's a little vintage typewriter. It says, let all that you do be done in love, 1 Corinthians. And I'm going to lay this down. And look, I'm not going to be able to get the whole typewriter. This is the thing I love about rice paper. It's a little bit more positionable. But I'm going to kind of touch my creases and figure out I want it to look like it's coming out. Okay, let's scoot it over just a smidge more. Oh, that's gonna look good. Okay. Okay, so I gotta make sure my typewriter's straight. Okay, so let me use a little bit of my silicone spatula. Mandy says she loves that print. We gotta catch up, Mandy. We haven't talked in too long. This is part of a, you can comment bundle and you'll get a link to my website that has all my printable bundles, but this is my most recent one. Sorry if flies bother me. It's got 4 different designs and I've used them in a couple crafts. That's just showing them all on one page. But it was a fun little bundle to design for sure. I don't do a lot for Valentine's Day. This year is the most I have ever done for Valentine's Day. I'm using this little silicone, this is actually like a little beauty tool that you're supposed to put face mask on with, that a friend gave me. And I told her from the second she gave it to me, I told her that I was going to use it for crafting. And she was like, okay. I was like, oh, that looks like one of those hot glue tools or whatever. And so that's what I use it for. So, hey, Jamie. You're in Lake Charles, like Lake Charles, Louisiana. I'm in Louisiana too. Okay, as I'm working my, this printable is an 8x10 size and it's printed on rice paper. Oops, look, oh, I broke it. Gotta pinch it. It's printed on rice paper, just cut down. All I do is, my rice paper that I was able to get on Amazon comes in like, what is it called? Hold on, I think it's right here. It's 9.5 by 13-inch sheets, and I just cut it down with a paper cutter real quick to an 8.5 by 11, and I run it straight through the printer like that. And it's just a good little decoupage paper. Okay, that's where my nails are going to come in handy a little bit too. I'm going to use my nails to push it down there in the crevices. Yeah, and Dollar Tree probably has some cool tools like that too. All right, I'm just pushing. I want to make sure it's glued. And then to get this release, I'm going to use my X-Acto knife real quick, and then I'm going to use my sander on these edges. Okay, so smooth that out. I'm going to have a little bit of roughness, but it goes with my vintage look anyway, so I'm really not worried about that. You get rice paper at Hobby Lobby? Cool. I've never bought it at Hobby Lobby. I just went ahead and ordered like a package of 100 sheets, which will take me forever to go through. So I won't be needing any in a while. I'm just scoring the edges with a sandpaper. So, okay. I just have a little plain, nothing fancy, Mary. She says, what type of printer do you use? It's just an HP inkjet printer. That is all. All right, so I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to run it along the edge of this envelope. And hopefully it doesn't look bad. And I get the rest of that paper to release. It's kind of tricky working with this sometimes. Especially because it's got like 3 layers going on underneath here. Of the little envelope, so. Sorry guys, I'm concentrating. Okay. And it's actually gonna look pretty cool. Can you see it? It's gonna look pretty neat. Let me go ahead and get the rest of this cut out. You can hear it. This side was easier. I use a little bit more power to get up in there, so that works. Yes, we are, Becky. We are getting so much rain. So much rain. Last week it was snow and ice, snowpocalypse and ice, and then now it's lots of rain. It's wet. It is like a pond in my front yard out here. So that's what we got so far. Look how cute that looks. I think that looks awesome. Okay, we got to keep adding details, of course. I got to figure out, I forgot to get my distressing ink, y'all. Hang on, I got it right here. I put it in a basket, but look, I think I'm going to have to change baskets. I don't know. I put it in a different basket. Ooh. I'm probably going to end up using some Decor wax too, but let me just think this through real quick and put this on the floor. That way I have it. Okay, I've got some antiquing wax here. This Folk Art Home Decor wax. I'm going to put some on a plate. Get my wax and stuff ready. I'll need a baby wipe as well. And before we do that, I'm going to take that same sander and I'm going to go ahead and go around the edges since it's had some time. And go ahead and add a little bit of distressing to the edges here. No reply. First live that I've noticed no reply. No reply to what, Michelle? What are you talking about? Did you use one of the keywords or something and you didn't get any message or something? Okay. This is not distressing like actual wood, of course. Y'all remember there's layers of paper and everything under here. But it is opening up down to some of that MDF wood so that when I hit it with this wax, it's going to stain it. And that's what I want it to do. You can't reply to others' comments? What? Oh no. Look, Facebook's always messing with stuff, y'all. Always messing with our stuff. Okay, that looks good. Now we're just going to go ahead and go. Oh man. Hey Peggy, so we started off with a little Dollar Tree envelope. Let me grab it one more time to show you. We started off with this. And I'm just giving a little Hammond's Nest flip. So I'm going to call it. That's what I'm going to call it. Okay, so I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to go ahead and put this ink all over. Don't panic. I'm going to wipe it back. Ooh, I forgot. I need to seal this, y'all. I need to seal this because I just thought, man, if I put any antiquing wax over the top of this, it's going to seep into my paper, and I don't want it to do that. So let me go ahead and get a little coat of sealer on here. See, usually when I work through a sample off camera before I join with y'all, I get to work through all the little, oops, I forgot that. But not today. We're doing it together. Okay. Got some sealer on there. And I'm going to keep putting on some antiquing wax to the top. Now, the printable is already distressed looking enough for me. I'll do some stuff around the edges, but I'm not going to go over the top of it because I like it just as is. I'm going to take a baby wipe. I already got. I know, Lori. Lori, you are so right. They are changing stuff left and right. I want this a little bit more wet than it comes in the package. So I've got some water here that I'm just going to spritz. Hopefully I won't drag off any paint. Oh, that makes that linen look so much cooler. I did accidentally scratch a little too hard and see some red showing. I'll fix that though. It's just in a couple of little tiny spots. By the time we put all the embellishments and everything on, it should be fine. Oh, look, you can reply to a business name. Huh. That's weird. All right, I'm going to come back along the edges. Yeah, I hope they do too. Like I said, I haven't checked this season to see if they have these. But they should. They should. They normally carry the same kind of stuff every single season. But then they surprise people and put something new out, you know, I mean. Huh. So you can reply to business pages, but not. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had control over that. Okay, I'm coming back along the edges just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a heavier look around where I'm highlighting. So if you see any business pages watching, y'all can talk to them. Goodness. Just never know what they're up to. I had a friend trying to go live in a group yesterday, and she never could. Like, it showed she was live, but like they could never see it, which was really weird. Okay, I'm gonna come around the top just a little bit with this antiquing wax. Mod Podge is still drying. Come back along here, along the edges here, just for some depth and dimension. That is looking pretty cool, I have to say. That looks really neat, y'all. Looks like an old love letter. Okay, so far, this is what we've got. We're still gonna add some obvious embellishments and things, but we're getting that cool old type of look that I was hoping for. So let's give it a little bit of a dry. And of course, y'all know I got some embellishments here. And I've got to figure out how I want to do the little part to bring back that envelope look, because I do like that. Yes, so sometimes when they do big updates, it really jacks with everything. Sorry. I wish they would stop. Makes it especially hard for the users get frustrated, and all of us business gals get frustrated too. I'm hoping it looks so vintage. I am hoping that it looks like that, and that my job is done. The other envelope I'm gonna do with this printable, which I think is gonna be so pretty too, coming out of the top there. And I am trying to put wet paint on my grill. I'll stop that. Okay, but oops. I think what I'm just gonna do, follow along here. I think this is what I'm gonna do. I've got the wax. I was gonna do some trim, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Let me talk myself out into one of these things or another. I don't know though. I love texture, y'all. I just love texture, and I think adding some kind of trim as the envelope part will look really pretty. So let's think this through. Okay, I did get to play with some IOD. Hold on, I gotta show it to you so you know. Not that you have to have this, but instead of like a button, where I was kind of in my mind thinking like a wax seal, I wanted it to have like a wax seal look. So I used this IOD rosette. I used this one right here. And I've just been playing. Look, I am not an expert in the air dry clay. I use the IOD air dry clay. They make all kinds of clay and all kinds of molds. But we had a little person, not a little person, Miss Jackie over at Ruth and Ruby come in my group, my private group recently, and she taught on this. And I was like, okay, I mean, I see all these people making these pretty things, but I've just never, ever played around with it much. So I made that little medallion out of clay, and it's been drying for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and put some antique wax over it, down into it here, and then wipe it back. Let's see what it looks like. It should kind of stain, I don't know, in my mind. It should stain the clay, and then even a darker presence of the wax should be down in the design. So let's see how that looks. So anyway, Miss Jackie gave me some confidence to try it some more. Okay. If you are interested in any of the, if you are interested in any of the IOD stuff, she sells all kinds of brands over on her site, y'all. You can comment Ruby and you'll get my referral link. Oh, and you can use the code, I totally forgot about this. You can use the code NEST10 and she'll give you free shipping on your first order with her. Just your first order. I totally forgot that, and I think I just smushed that because it wasn't all the way dry. She sells like Fusion Mineral Paint, Dixie Belle, IOD, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that's another little keyword. Ooh, that looks pretty. Again, if you end up watching this replay over on YouTube, the keywords are not going to work. You'll have to check the description for the links. Okay, that looks pretty neat, and it is doing exactly what I thought it would do. This is my first time ever creating an embellishment for a project with some clay, so it may not look perfect, but I like it, and I like the rustic look. That looks pretty neat. What do y'all think? So I just pushed that antiquing wax down in there and then wiped it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this on. I've got some glue that she recommended. Tight Bond Quick and Thick for gluing. No, you'll have to comment Ruby and then remember the code NEST10 because I have not shared it with anybody but my private group yet. Tight Bond Quick and Thick. And I'm going to put a little bit of that on the back of the medallion along with a little bit of hot glue just to help it extra set. And it's still got to finish drying and curing and stuff. So, now these are not like cheap crafting supplies. These kind of IOD stuff. But I will tell you, if you make stuff especially, or you like making your stuff look really nice, then it's worth the investment. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. So my idea was to kind of make it look like a wax seal in a way. I think that looks pretty precious. You could use a lot of things as an embellishment. I think a button would look rather cute. If you had a heart button, that would look really cute. Remember this little heart button? See how cute this little heart button in the center of this one? That would be really cute. There's a lot of different ideas. So we're going to keep going. So now that we know where our little rosette's going to be, yes, Mandy at Western Grace uses lots of IOD products, and she's amazing with the clay and all that. So she uses, I think, don't you use a pretty good bit of that in your tutorial, would you say? I would say you do. But I wanted something that looked similar to a wax seal, and I tried to play and do like a hot glue wax seal, and I'll have to play with that again. So, okay, so now we got to decide what color we want. I've got two different trims here. I hope y'all are having fun watching this one develop. I've got two different trims here. I'm going to lay one on each side and see what y'all think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it right here at the medallion, and I'm going to let it come down to the corner to give us that envelope look. Let me see if I can hold up both. I'm going to do a little bit of greenery. I'm just determined to mess up this clay medallion thing before I get it finished. Okay. Have a fun time at work, Kimberly. Yes, she's a pro. She makes beautiful things. Okay, so got this one. Let's hold that up. So got this one. You'll tell me. I'm trying to think. The color doesn't really pop that much. And not that it has to. It could just be texture on texture, color on color. But there's the lighter one that kind of plays a little bit into the lightness coming at the top. Gosh, it's hard, y'all. It's a hard decision. I'm kind of thinking to play on the lightness and pull down some of that brightness. That's what my first instinct is. If I get a resounding feedback that says, no, don't do that, y'all can tell me, darker, darker. Oh gosh. So y'all are saying the darker one, but man, I really like that one. I mean, y'all are smart too. Like, I get it. I get it. I do like the darker one. Y'all's feedback is very important to me. Yes, it's very similar to jute. It's like braided jute. But you know, in the end, it won't really matter. I'll go, y'all. It's kind of half and half almost right now. So let's see. I just really wanted to tie in the brightness from the top. I think I'll just stick with that. And then y'all know that y'all have that option, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it right here at the bottom first and leave myself enough room to. So I'll need two pieces like this. And this cording is a pretty cool cording. It is a 100% cotton cording from Hobby Lobby. I'll hold that up there in case I need to reference back. So I think the white does bring some more attention to it, but it doesn't have to. It would look pretty just to be all neutral. I'll put my finger protectors on here because I'm going to be working closely with the hot glue. And I'm going to, it's always hard. Cording is always tricky to get right. Okay, I know I need to start here. I'm not even using my, oh, it's thick enough actually. My fingers aren't even touching the glue, so that's good. Hi, Penny, how are you? All right, I'm gonna kind of come up and angle this way. The angle is always the hardest. That's about getting glue down and making the angle work. Fingers crossed, y'all, that I get the angle right the first time, because that would ruin my little paint job that I worked so hard for. Okay, so far so good. And now I'm going to cut this about where I think I'm going to need it to go down. That's perfect. Okay, let's keep going. Pushing it right up to the little medallion, little rosette. Thanks for y'all's input. I think I'd be happy either way. I think it looks pretty cool like that. A little bit more definition. Okay, let's do the other side real quick. Okay, start right here. Push that down. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. Diane says, I really need to visit a Hobby Lobby when she comes down to the States. They don't have it in Canada. I do hear that. Y'all don't have it in Canada. You do. You need to stock up on some things. I'm surprised you can't order. Can you order online? Or they don't have Canada shipping? I don't know. I wouldn't know that, obviously. Okay, so the only reason, again, to recap, that I went with the brighter one was just to tie in some of the brightness from the top of the letter, the little piece of paper that's coming out of the typewriter. I just kind of wanted to tie into that a little bit. I think it would look cute either way, but I love the added texture of doing the raised instead of another idea I had was simply to do just a line of antique wax just to shade it, but I think this gives it more texture for certain. And now, let's see. Ooh, I kind of like the idea of putting it everywhere. Oh, it's so cute, but I'm trying to decide on whether to put it everywhere. Decisions, y'all. Because if I trim around the whole bottom of the envelope, then I'm gonna, you know. But if, look, let me just hold that up. If I trim around like the whole bottom of the envelope and the sides and just kind of connect it all, it'll give it some really cool outline and texture. It really will. I'm going with it. That's what I want to do. Get back out my glue gun because I didn't expect to do that. I was just sitting here thinking, you know, it needs a completed look. And we'll just do that and it'll look great. And the design is so simple as it is. So what's really standing out to me is the typewriter at the top anyway, but this just gives it like a really pretty envelope base. Decisions are probably one of the hardest things in crafting, of when to stop embellishing. Would y'all agree with that? I've tried to become more of a simplistic embellisher, but sometimes I feel like a project tells you what it needs. You just do what makes you happy. That looks pretty cool. I'm liking that so far. But see the definition that that gives? I think it looks cool. Yeah, embellishments are the hardest thing to know when to quit. But I'm really not doing a whole lot. This is just kind of trimming out the shape. I mean, with things like how big your bow is and all that stuff, it's hard to decide. Greenery, flowers, all that stuff. Okay, so far so good. I think that added a lot of character just down there on the bottom there. And I will stop and I won't keep going and do all the rest of it, but I think defining the bottom was actually really pretty. So I think that looks good from a distance. Let's keep going. And what was I gonna do next? So like it so far. Okay, and we've got some, I feel like we need a little bit of heavier shading though around the top part when I'm sitting here looking at it. So let me just get a little bit more antiquing wax around the top here. Just a little bit more, not much. And that just gives it some pretty definition, and I'm going to add some more definition along the edges. Try not to get any on the rope, which I guess it wouldn't matter if I did, right? It looks like I'm putting a lot, but I'm not, y'all. I'm just using my brush to feather it down. Okay, so there, I just added a little bit more of antiquing wax at the top of the envelope and the top of the piece of paper. And then lastly, I think I want to try to add a little bit of greenery to kind of go with some of the greenery I've been using on all this. And let's see, the measurements, sure. Okay, so this is what one would look like if you saw it in the store. I don't know if they give measurements on it, but this is what it would look like before. I treat a lot of the stuff in Dollar Tree just like, I don't know, like it's a craft blank for me, you know, like a project piece. Hold on, I'm thinking what else I need to do. Get sure. Donette says, why don't you put the rope around the top of the envelope? Well, because I kind of want it just to be like it's the inside of the envelope opening up, and I'm not going to keep going with the rope. I could. I could easily outline it on everything, but I'm keeping it very, very simple the best way that I can. Okay, envelope measurements, approximate, 10 inches by 9 inches. So it's not quite a square. So if you had a square, you could cut off the top like that and make a little V, and you'd have like a little envelope shape, and you could do something similar. Okay, and then let me take a drink of water, y'all. Okay, I've got these pretty little flowers, and I've got some greenery. Let's see if I use some of this, some of these bright flowers. And some of this greenery here. I don't think I'm going to use any ripped fabric. I have it, but I'm just not sure. I just want to put a little bit of an embellishment happening. And I'm trying to decide what side to put it on. And then we'll be finished, y'all. How long have we been on? Too bad. Oh, golly, it's gone by so fast, this almost hour. It's gone by really, really fast. It's not been quite an hour, but still. You could do, look, I'm just going to lay this out like this with a shorter piece. Like that. I'm going to lay this out and see if I like it before I glue everything down. That's what I normally do if I'm just crafting. I'm going to decorate in 3, so I'll grab 3 little buds. Hi, Rust Covered Cottage in the house. Hey, Christina. Christina, guess what we discovered during today's live? That you can't reply under people's comments. So what I'm thinking is that's going to look, I love the simplicity So I'm thinking that's going to be really, really pretty. And I could put a little bow at the top or something if I wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and commit to this greenery here. And committing, that's the second part. Deciding and then committing. I don't want all my glue showing, so I'm making sure I'm putting a good bit of glue. Oh, drizzle, drizzle. I'm going to hold that in place for just a minute. Glue strings happening. Thank you for sprinkling, Jerry. I know, that's strange. Well, I'm glad you hopped on as your business page so you could interact with us. Okay, and then I'm going to try to clip these down as far as I can so they'll glue flat. That is the strangest thing. I have no idea why that is happening. Must be an update like we were talking about. Okay, I'll put a little flower right here. I just kind of want to use 3 little flowers just for that odd numbers thing. And then that'll give me just a pretty little embellishment here off to the side. Kind of just with a simplistic, sweet, and dainty kind of vintage look I was hoping for. I think it's quite beautiful. So there's that. Isn't that pretty? Do y'all think it needs anything else? I think it's adorable. I think you could keep going if you wanted to. These are what the flowers look like, by the way. You can't even hardly tell that I stole some off the top here. I think like a little bit of pink flowers would look pretty because I've been using a lot of the dusty colored roses. Dusty color would look pretty, but it wouldn't pop like the little white one would. Some Osnaburg would look really pretty. Let's just play with that and see while I'm saying goodbye to y'all. And I'm going to get that green basket. I'm going to show y'all that little green basket. And all we did was just reimagine it. It just took a little while because there was like layers that you had to wait to dry and all that. So let's just see what it would look like to have like a little bow. Do y'all think it needs like a little? I just threw this together. I just wrapped. I feel like it kind of needs a little bit of a bow maybe. Just up at the top there, like it wouldn't hurt. Why not? And I just got through telling y'all how hard it is to decide when to quit, huh? So I'm just taking a long strip and I'm just layering it over the top of itself. That's all I'm doing. And I'm just going to create like a little, actually I might do it times. Let's see, I'm going to go back and forth. I think it ends up being the same like that. I'm trying to figure out how big I want it. Doesn't everything look better with a bow? Everything. Yeah, I think it needs a little something. Okay, so y'all saw I just kind of wrapped that around. Did a quick little rag bow. And remember, this was hanging. So if you wanted to leave the hole at the top, I just filled mine in. I thought it'd be more prettier for me and what I was going to use it for. Whoops. For a tray or basket or something like that. Or leaner. Jane, I don't sell anything. I don't sell anything except for printables. That's the only thing. And I mean, technically, if you're like a part of my private group, I would be selling something, your membership. But I don't sell any physical products. So I either keep what I make or I give it away as gifts or here online or whatever. And then also, oops, that just came up. It's okay. Also, I have a little booth for now. I have a little booth here locally. And I might do some things in. But yeah, I don't sell my things, not online. I just teach. I just hope to inspire y'all to make it. I'm tucking it behind this little floral gathering thing that I have going on already. I'm just going to tuck it back there. And I'm not going to worry about putting anything in the center because that flower's going to come up and touch it. I'm not on Etsy. I just have all my printable bundles on my site. If you comment bundle, you'll get my website that shows all the different bundles I have. So there we go. That's sweet. That looks good. I think that's really cute and adds a little extra something. Kind of want it to fall down like that. So yeah, let me grab this green basket real quick before I let y'all go. So really, I want this basket to be a little bit darker. I think I might go over it with some antiquing wax. But look how cute this basket is. A little heart-shaped basket. But what I was thinking is doing the little envelope or something like that in a basket like this. And maybe even pulling in, oh, I have these hydrangeas. Y'all remember this that we made last time when I was live? This is what we made last time I was live. That would look really pretty here too. These hydrangeas, or snowball hydrangeas that you call them, those would look really, really pretty. And here too, I have some more of those pulled out back here. Or some of the roses. You know, in just a little basket like this. Something like that to kind of match the vibe and the look of the little envelope. Well, that one's just, I pulled off. And then back here, let's see. Here's some, or you could add some color in by putting some pink roses in there. I think would be really, really pretty. Yeah, with some little fabric heart fillers. There's a lot you could do. I was just kind of showing you kind of what I was thinking, why it looks so pretty in the little heart basket. And put something draping out. Or I don't have everything complete here, but I'm just thinking it would look really pretty. That's why I thought I want to make it as like a little leaner or a little basket filler or something like that. So y'all can envision it. I know y'all have the imagination. Y'all see what I see too. And I'm loving the vibe. I'm loving the dressier vibe. I don't know why I have these bent all funky like that. Probably for me playing around with them. But anyway, y'all get kind of what I was thinking. It would need some more, obviously. But I think it turned out rather pretty. I'm happy with it. So just a quick little look one more time as before and after. I think that we gave this little envelope, little Hammond's Nest flair there. So before and after. That was really fun. That was so much fun. Thank y'all for hanging out with me while I figured it all out and got it put together for y'all. Again, you can comment bundle. If you're watching on Facebook live replay, you can comment bundle, or and you'll get a link to my printable bundles, because we've used 3 so far. We used the Cupid one on this as a recap. We've used the Vintage Rose one from that bundle on this riser. I'm going to end up using, on this other envelope, I'm going to end up using, here it is. I'm going to end up using this one, and that's the last one from the bundle. So I'll basically make another one, just kind of looks very similar to this, and I'm going to make it with this printable. So that'll be a little, I'll do a little short video on that. And then, so that would be all that you get on that bundle, or the 4 designs. And so anyway, if you're interested in that, that's good. If not, I hope you just took a little idea or 2 away from our craft today, because it was really fun hanging out with y'all. That rosette is my favorite touch right there. In the middle, kind of looks like a wax seal. And that was the IOD stamps and things like that. So just something a little different. But thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope y'all enjoyed this. And I always enjoy spending time with y'all. And I hope that you're not snowed and iced in, because we were last week. We kept our going out on the road very, very minimal. Okay. And I'm glad to be back in the studio doing some things. And it just kind of puts you in a lazy mode, and it's really rainy and dreary here. So trying to get out of that lazy mode too. So thank y'all for letting me come on and hanging out with me. And it's always good to get in the craft studio. So anyway, thank y'all for hanging out, and I'll see y'all next time. Okay. Bye-bye.